Alright guys, right now I'm going to go ahead and post a gun safety video. Um, that is the most important rule when you are dealing with a gun, is gun safety. So, we are going to go ahead and start that out. This is a gun. This is a dangerous tool. I say the word tool because that's what it is. It is meant to do a job, and it will do that job. But as with all tools, proper usage is everything. Um, when you're using a hammer, you don't put your finger between the hammer and the nail. Everybody knows that. Why? It's going to hurt. So this is a tool. Nothing more, nothing less. It is meant to serve a purpose, and it will do that purpose. So, first rule of gun safety is the gun is always loaded. Now, that does not mean you always have a round in the gun. It means the weapon is treated like it is always loaded. Meaning, you don't start waving the gun around and shooting at people, be it purpose or accident. No. You treat it with respect, and it will respect you back. For the sake of this, at times, I will be switching for demonstrations to, that's right, a Nerf gun. This, safe to point at people. You point it at people, you pull the trigger, they get hit with a plastic dart or a little ball. You point this at people, and they die. That is not something to take lightly, in the slightest. So I will be using this for demonstrations. The gun is always loaded. Again, safe to point at people. This, not so much. The gun is always loaded, meaning, as I said, you treat it as if it is loaded. You never cross it over people like that. If you are going to be moving the weapon and you are going towards people, the weapon comes up and over. It never points directly at people unless you intend to destroy and kill whatever is at the end of your sight line. Very big thing. Next one I'll be talking about is finger always off the trigger guard. This is the trigger guard. Finger always off the trigger guard. For CQC, close quarters combat, I shoot the CAR or center axis relock method. I'm getting my instructor's certification in it, so that is what I'm comfortable with. So many times you will see me hold the gun like this. Just the finger. Not inside that trigger guard, ever. I want to make that very clear. Finger always off the trigger. Next thing I want to teach and talk about is accuracy. I have my conceal and carry permit. If you can't shoot accurately, please don't carry a gun. I would feel safer in that regard if you did not carry a gun if you cannot shoot accurately. It is very important to be able to connect with your target and put the rounds where you want to go. Many people, due to the movies, think this is an extremely easy job. However, it does take training. Every gun is different. Some have a 6 o'clock aiming view. Others have a point of target aiming view. So every gun is a little bit different. It is imperative you know and understand how to work that weapon system that you're using. Um, so if you can't, don't carry the gun. Uh, I'm not going to fault you. I don't think anyone else will either. Next thing, which goes along with accuracy, is your backstop. What is behind the target? Theoretically, if you miss, where's that bullet going? Another thing that ties into that is penetration. What type of weapon are you carrying? Is it one of the slower rounds, a 45, a 40 caliber, or are you carrying something that shoots extremely hot, like a 9mm plus P or a 357 SIG? Those are very hot rounds, which have a lot of penetration to them, guys. And if you do fire that and it goes through your target, remember, you are still responsible for it. Wherever that bullet lands, once you pull that trigger, is on you. Regardless, it is on you. Another thing about gun safety, and these are all things to consider when you are shooting a weapon, be it in a life or death scenario or just at the range. Teaching. Have you been taught how to use this weapon? Have you been taught proper gun handling? And that's one of the things, that's what I'm going over here. A lot of people say kids shouldn't be around guns. Kids shouldn't be around guns. I grew up around guns. My father is a retired U.S. Army drill instructor. I shot my first gun when I was 4. I've been hunting since I was 5. I've never had an accidental discharge because of the fact, well, my dad was very adamant about safe gun handling. Extremely adamant. I do, in my house, always keep one weapon with a full magazine. Always. Why? I feel that is something that for me is safe. If I'm living with somebody, I have taken them to the range and explained to them and taught them safe gun handling principles and how to utilize the weapon and the self-defense role should something occur at my house when I'm not there. Very big thing. But I was taught at a very young age these rules. Every time you see me hold a gun, you will see me hold it like this, unless I'm going to dry fire or fire a snap cap. You will see me always hold the gun like this. Finger on the trigger guard, finger above the trigger guard. No other way will you see me touch a weapon unless I'm at the range. Next thing I'm going to cover, trust no one. Nobody, guys. If somebody hands you a gun, I don't care if you're out at one of the sporting goods stores and the guy hands you a gun. The first thing you need to do, even though he already checked it, is this. Lock that slide back. Rack the slide a couple of times. Verify there is nothing in that firearm. And then after that, you still treat it as loaded.